So today I'm going to share with you what exactly does a lease option house look like? What do they look like? Is it pretty, ugly, does it need work? So you're going to see exactly what does one of my lease option houses look like. We're going to go over to visit one of my properties. We bought it and I want to show you what does it look like inside before we rent it out to one of our tenant buyers. Let's go. Greetings class, it's Chris Haskins with therealestateroundup.com. Thank you for allowing me to share with you, to pour into your life. My mission and ministry is to raise your financial literacy through real estate investing and entrepreneurship. So today I'm going to share with you, what does the lease option house look like, right? What do they look like? I want you to, after you watch this video, you're going to know exactly what it looks like. And I got some goodies for you at the end. You got to stay along with me to get those goodies, right? But before we talk about the what does it look like, why? Why do we do lease options, right? Well, I'm glad you asked. Lease options. The lease options, the reason I do them is because, one, we get a down payment, right? We get a down payment, and now that can vary from 3 to 5 to 10. But the largest down payment I've received thus far in my career since 2004 has been $25,000, and people will walk away from that. It's truly amazing. So you make more money, right? Next thing is you got fewer repairs. We are generally speaking renting to people that know how to do work. Tradesmen, central heating and air guys, framers, electricians, plumbers, flooring guys, contractors, roofers, siding guys. So you do fewer repairs because we are giving them home ownership. Our mission statement with Lease Options is we provide home ownership for people that can't necessarily go out and get a loan, right? Higher rents. You can charge charge slightly higher rents because these people can't go rent a normal rental or conventional rental, right? Because their credit is challenged, right? I love challenged credit tenants. You my homies, you my people. Therefore, we can charge just a little higher rent, but not too much. We don't want to gouge our new tenant buyers, right? And fewer problems. I promise you, Roundup, listen to me real close. People that are buying a property, they could have some credit. They may have some legal issues in the past. They don't want you to call the law on them, and they don't want to go to court, right? So these tenants are going to give you fewer problems. I promise you. Don't be scared of doing lease options. Now, lease option, I'm going to cover it very briefly. Then we're going to go to the property. If you want to see a full breakdown of lease options, there's a link to one of my past videos that goes exactly over step by step how to put your lease options together. Now, the lease, remember, it's always 2 different documents. I love to make sure that there is a distinguished fence when we're doing these deals. I don't want no judge to say you had a mortgage-like document, right? Lease gives possession. I got my bearings. If you need your bearings, just go over to my website. You can get it. The lease and your lease option is going to give the tenant possession. And what do we have for possession here? The holding, control, or custody of property for one's use, either as owner or person with another right. So possession can be held by the tenant or the owner, right? Just because you own a property doesn't mean you can go in there and put the key in and go inside and chill, right? I own a bunch of real estate, but I can't go inside. Now, the lease gives them possession and quiet enjoyments. Now, what is quiet enjoyment? My bearings. If you want your bearings book, there's a link below, or just come over to my website. You can pick it up. The quiet enjoyment is the right of an owner or any other person legally entitled to possession. The first one, to the use of the property without interference, right? So your lease gives these 2 rights. In real estate, we got 2 rights: how the property is used and how it's disposed of. Real estate has 2 rights: how the property is used and how it's disposed of. The owner can use the property for themselves, or the owner can grant that right to another person, right? The tenant. So the tenant can have possession to come and go unobstructed in and out of that front door. Just because I own the house doesn't mean I can go in and out, come and go as I please, right? It just doesn't work like that. The other right in real estate is on your lease option is your disposition. It's not in the bearings book, but the disposition is generally how the property is disposed of. How is this property going to be disposed of? And I think we do have a definition of an option in my book here. We get bearings. You got to have your bearings book. So your option, here we go. The right to purchase or lease a property upon specified terms within a specified period. The right to purchase or lease a property upon specified terms within a specified period. All right. So basically, generally speaking, our options are 2 years. I've done 5 years. I've done 8 years. So the tenant buys it. They can come and go as their lease allows them to do. And the option allows them to dispose of the property when they're ready, right? So we generally do 2 years, and it allows them to clean up their credit. And don't forget the link below if you want to see a full breakdown of how this works. And if you need lease option documents, that's also below Roundup, family. I put a full lease option document packet for you, so you can just click a button, download it, and you're ready to go do your own lease option. So let's go take a look at this property. Please keep in mind, fewer repairs. Don't go out there and try to paint it, put new carpet in, clean it all up, make it pretty. I promise you, it's going to be a waste of time. I'm consulting somebody now. Where is he at? I think he's in Alabama. He asked me, should I paint the property? Guy says, Chris, should I paint it? I feel bad selling a property to a tenant buyer that hasn't been painted. I'm like, listen, my friend, stop doing these repairs. Stop doing them, Rounduppers. You're a new tenant buyer, doesn't care. The reason being is this is how we set it up, right? Everything's a show. You got to have an audience, a viewer, and somebody on stage, right? When you have your tenant buyer coming in and they ask you, well, are you going to paint it? Always use this line. Well, Miss Smith, we could paint the property. We've agreed to a down payment, right? We could paint it, but then it's going to cost more money. And Miss Smith, I'm sure that you could probably get the house painted for a lot cheaper than I could. So did you want me to paint it? Then I can just add it to your down payment, or you can just paint it and get it done for cheaper. Use that line, Rounduppers. If you use that line, then you can get these properties moved quickly to your tradesmen. All right. So let's go take a look at this property, and don't forget, take a second to subscribe to your boy's channel. Yes, subscribe, like this content, share with any other investors that are interested in doing lease options, and stop doing rental properties. Tell me, I want to know, are you doing rental properties or are you doing lease options? I want to know what you're doing out there. All right, let's go. Okay, guys, we are here on site. You saw how we broke down the lease option, how it works. We've got 2 documents that go into this thing. So I want to show you the condition of the properties that we do. So if you wouldn't mind, thank you, Brother Smitty, for working with me. Just get a brief pan of the house next door on both sides, because that's important, deadly important. Deadly important when you're looking at real estate. You gotta know, home busters, one thing that I remember, you have to know, matter of fact, they have a chart where you have to turn in 5 houses down on each side. So we don't really care about the entire neighborhood, but you see, it's actually halfway decent houses next door. But we do look like we may have a little crazy ladiness going on over here, craziness. I don't know what all that's about, but hopefully it won't get any worse than that. So as you can see, we've got our signs out here, our rent to own, no credit needed signs. I like to have 3 of them out. I have 2 here because I ran out of H-wires, and a drunk driver ran into my fence the other day and broke the fence. But the people that we're renting to, or lease buyers, tenant buyers, they don't care about that stuff. Notice the roof is halfway new. Got architectural shingles. The windows are in good shape. But we didn't do any landscaping, and I'm going to show you some before and after shots as we go through this. No landscaping in the front. Trees looking old. Coming inside. Let me give you another tip. You better not be out there showing houses. We just leave a lockbox right on the front door. Give them the lockbox code. They can come in at their leisure. You better not be out there showing houses. The worst thing that can happen is somebody move into your house like they did with me one time. Somebody actually moved in, but we got them out after that. So this is the house here. If you notice, we've got black tar on the walls from smoke. If you had smell-o-vision, you could smell the smoke from the carpet here. You see we've got dirty carpet. And this is where the pictures used to be. You can see when you take it down, this is the tar that's on the wall from the guy who used to smoke here. So we're not doing any repairs, guys. We don't want to do any repairs on lease options. I don't want you in the business of doing repairs. So this is our kitchen here. Actually, a nice, cute little kitchen that does not come with a refrigerator. There used to be one here or there, I would presume. And it's not there anymore. But This is how the house comes as is. So we've already found our tenant buyer for this property, and I want to show you some quick some quick after pictures of this, because I don't know what happened. The footage, for some reason we can't find it, right? So I'm going to show you some after pictures of what this thing looks like. Take a look at what it looks like now. I went over there and saw the tenant buyer. That's what the kitchen looks like. Isn't it amazing? So he did all the work. He paid to have the kitchen painted, and he paid to get whatever repairs needed to get done on that property. So your property gets fixed up without you fixing it up. I mean, that doesn't even sound right. So round-uppers, please come on over to the lease option world. The thing we're selling to tenant buyers is the romance of home ownership. All right. We provide, remember our mission statement, we provide home ownership for people that can't necessarily go out and get a loan. All right, here's the sizzle to this property. We've got a nice little sun deck. I'm going to continue to flip back and forth to show you the before and after, because there used to be a large 4-person hot tub here. Unbelievable. So you see the guys, I put it on Craigslist, and I had about 20 people call me wanting to come get it. And this thing was full of junk when we first got it. We literally did no repairs to it. All we did was clean it out. And here's our back yard. Very nice. You can put your grill out here and hang out without mosquitoes. Don't have to worry about getting bit. So we got, and no neighbors behind us. We got a little drainage right of way there, the easement. So it's very cool for a family. They don't have to worry about people looking in on them in the back. Come on in. The hot water heater is in okay shape. This is where our washer and dryer will go. You see our flooring is not the newest, but it's still, I mean, it is livable. We might want to give them a new I might put a new hot water heater in here just because I don't want it to leak. It's going to be more problems for me than the tenant buyer if they decide not to buy. So come on down to our bedrooms. Once again, notice our carpet is not the freshest, but here's our bathroom here. And it's blue, but it works fine. We've got old flooring here, an old vanity that comes with it. We've got an old mirror, and you can take a look at our tub. It's not in the most pristine shape. However, it's solid. It's an old porcelain tub. This thing is probably going to outlive you and I, but it's no problems. It's just dirty, and it's got a full tile surround. We cleaned it. Still a little dirty. It could use another cleaning, but in very usable condition. So again, once again, we're selling romance of home ownership, all right? So I'm actually, if you see the bedrooms, you can see where they had some wood, some runners here. This is the tar from the smoke. That's where the runner was. So, and this house, I'm telling you, is sold, or I guess rented without any repairs, guys. So this is how lease options work. We don't want to get into repairs. And here's another bedroom here. Actually, I just left this in here. This came with the property, and the new tenant buyer doesn't really care. But they get a new piece of furniture, right? That's right, Roundup family. Blue walls, tar all on the walls, black tar. I can only imagine what my homeowner's lungs were like inside. Rest his soul. Flooring nasty. Bathroom has old fixtures. I mean, literally, I'm selling this house with furniture inside, right? I mean, it's already gone. So I don't want you to overthink this thing. How in the world could you offer this property to a traditional tenant? They wouldn't even want to walk in the front door. I had some people come, because we pre-screen them all. Some conventional tenants wanted real warm and fuzzy when they show up to the door. Are you going to clean this? Are you going to paint? No, no, we don't do any of that. This is for people that want to be owners. You want to be an owner. This is not for somebody with a tenant mindset. So you get your down payment. And the kicker to all this is, Roundup family, if your tenant doesn't pay, you go get another down payment from another tenant buyer, right? That's how this thing works. We're just like the bank. All we do is take payments. So listen, at least consider, Rounduppers, Stop having that mental mindset. And some of my clients are like, Chris, if I sell it, if we agree to the option and I sell it for whatever price we agree to, then I'll lose the house, right? Stop thinking like that, round-uppers. Stop thinking like that. These type of tenant buyers, they wouldn't be in this situation. They wouldn't even do business with you unless they had to. So at this point in my career, I've been doing this since 2004. Little boy from Lynchburg, Virginia. I have had 0 people qualify. And I know some investors like my boy Jay Connor, he helps people get qualified for the loans while they stay at his houses. But for me, I don't really care. If they don't exercise their option within the 2-year period, I just let them stay, and eventually everybody stops paying. From my experience, everybody stops paying. They have a hardship and they just move out, right? I don't know why it works like this. If they didn't have a hardship, they wouldn't be doing business with you. If their credit was stellar, they would go get a loan and buy a house, the conventional way, FHA loan. Okay, we're approaching 50,000 views, my round-uppers. My goal is to get 50,000 subscribers. We're approaching 4 million views, but my goal is to get 50,000 subscribers in the next 30 days. If you can help me do that, sharing this content, make sure you subscribe to my channel, hit that thumbs up, share, and I want to hear about it. What are you scared of with doing lease options? Or are you not scared of them? Are you doing conventional rental properties? Are you doing owner finance? How are you getting rid of your properties? What is the best way that you consider doing a rental or holding real estate? Because I'm lease options to the death. The only thing I do is lease options and Section 8 rentals. That's it. I've been doing this so long. I got sick and tired of every month going to the slot machine, going to Vegas. Am I going to get rent? Am I not going to get rent? Are they going to break something? Are they going to call me in the middle of the night? I'm tired of it. I don't want to do that anymore. All right. So round up. Thank you for letting me serve. It's Chris Haskins with TheRealEstateRoundup.com. I'll see you next time. Peace.